This nation was founded on these principles. The best thing we could do is to honor those principles. Now, I found this, everybody, you'll enjoy this. This is actually out of the Bible. Obey the government, for God is the one who has put it there. There is no government anywhere that God has not placed in power. So those who refuse to obey the laws in the land are refusing to obey God, and punishment will follow. For the policeman does not frighten people who are doing right, but those doing evil will always fear him. So if you don't want to be afraid, keep the laws and you will get along well. The policeman is sent by God to help you. Isn't that what Christianity teaches today? Isn't that? See, this is absolute nonsense, and the danger is sitting in the living Bible. And there's actually people that buy into this notion, and as a result, they actually give their power to the government when in fact the government is supposed to be giving power to the people. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous things happening in America today. It's time this thing got righted. We've got a lot of chaos going on, disorder. We don't know who we are. We are truly, in fact, a lost principle. We don't know who we are. It's time to wake up, America. The time is short. We're living in a state of anarchy right now. We don't have a government in this country. We have a willy-nilly criminal, mafioso-type gangsta government that does whatever the heck it wants to do. When there is no law or supreme power, or when the laws are not efficient, and individuals do what they please with impunity, we have political confusion. We are living in I submit to you that we are living in a state of anarchy today because we are lost. The sovereign body politic does not know who it is, and the government is doing whatever it wants, feeling like it can get away with it because no one's there to check it. And standing here and talking to you like this sounds radical, when in fact I've just demonstrated the truth of everything I've said through America's founding documents. Power. What is power? Command. The right of governing or actual government, dominion, rule, sway, and authority. Power is one vested with authority, a sovereign, whether emperor, king, or governing prince, or the legislator of a state. Ultimately, all power is vested in and derived from the people. Now, the solution to our problem is a mass movement. But how are we going to have a mass movement of people that agree on anything? The idea that there is a higher power above us, the idea that the kingdom of heaven is within us, is the gospel that Christ taught. He laid the foundation for the idea of America a long time before America came into being. And what has happened is because we've lost this idea because of our pulpits not teaching the truth of the gospel. We've lost this idea because we've politicized our economy. We've lost this principle because basically we've fallen asleep. The only way back is to change our minds and become aware of the precepts, the philosophies, and the truth of the higher power that is within us. We are all partakers of the divine nature, and until we operate in this divine nature that we've been given, until we all begin to exercise the gifts, talents, and abilities that each one of us is endowed with by the Creator, we're going to continue to walk down this road of anarchy and complete destruction of this country. But there is still hope. I'm able to stand up here and talk to you like this. The fact that I'm able to stand up here and talk to you like this suggests that you are too. So whatever you're doing, you can do more. And to whatever extent you've been empowered to do it, now is the time to stand up and do it. I don't know, even if it's something as simple as calling a congressman or writing a letter to the editor or getting involved in Continental Congress 2009 somewhere, it's time to stand for the truth of what America is. I've just shared some things with you. All of the things that I've shared with you subject to change with further knowledge of growth, further knowledge and information. So I reserve the right to change my mind. But the way I see it, I've studied this for a few years, this is the way it seems to me right now. So I would appreciate your input, but I'd like you to consider all these things that I've shared with you as a possibility of how we can begin to restore America. We have to discover who we are. Sam Adams said, it does not require a majority to prevail. Oh, I'm just one guy, what can I do? Oh, we've lost everything. Oh, the future looks so dark. It's not over yet. It does not require a majority to prevail. We don't need to have a majority. Rather a tireless minority keen to set brush fires in people's minds. My objective was to set a brush fire so that we can get a flame going, so that we can take a stand for America, because if we lose it now, we got hell on the other side to pay. Not just on earth, but probably in some afterlife when we look back and regret the failure to lay hold of the principles that were given to us by a lot of people who died for these principles. So, we should submit ourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake. In this context, the word ordinance literally means the supreme powers of whatever government we happen to be living within. Now, in this country, the ordinance literally means this: original formation, which what I would submit to you means the Declaration of Independence. It means the Constitution. So when we're told to submit to every ordinance, what it's telling us to do is to submit to the constitutional principles that set us free, to submit to the principles of the Declaration of Independence. And in the process of doing that, we will then experience the natural law at work, and we will then take back what is rightfully ours. But if we don't stand on the principles of the gospel of Christ, if we don't stand on the fundamental teachings of who we are in this context of this country, America being a heavenly dominion, then there's basically, I don't think, any hope left for us. I'm done for now. I appreciate you listening to my ranting. I have some more things to say, but not right now. That was the foundation. I'll look forward to another opportunity to speak. But like I said before, and I'll say it one more time as a little caveat, all my ideas are subject to change. As I study and learn more, I reserve the right to change my mind and to grow and to mature and to evolve. And that's the position that we each one need to take, rather than erecting a foundation on I'm right and you're wrong and this is the way it is and we disagree. See, there's no diplomacy, there's no real communication going on in relationships like that. And in fact, what that sets up is the potential for war. And the full expression of that need to be right or look good or not be wrong or look bad, is the end result of that is what this government is all about. So if we would begin to interact and interface with community and in an ethical relationship with each other, and understanding that there's a higher power than the government, then we'll get along just fine. And I think that we have a lot of good things to look forward to. And so in the interest of time, I'm finished. Have a nice evening.